You will be amazed. Prime time interview with Derrick Hayes. Prime time. Biggest names in the game. Prime time. New names that love the same.
Yes. Another episode of Prime Time. See, the M is small and the M is silent because in life, sometimes the smaller things will quietly lead you to the bigger opportunities. I go by the name of Derrick Hayes, the Entertainer. Follow me at Entertainer on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. Today, back to back. They keep saying the Lakers are going to go back to back. Last night, my friend Tim Hayes, I grew up with him in Illinois. He now lives in Palm Harbor, Florida. Well, tonight we're going back to Florida, this time Jupiter, Florida. We have CC with us. Cheryl Capobianco is with us tonight. She is an inventor and also the founder of a lifestyle. It's called Tiki Hut Livin. And you can find out more about what she's doing on her website, TikiHutLivin.com. And also follow her on all social media platforms at Tiki Hut Livin. Cheryl, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm in good company. I'm so thankful that you invited me.
Oh, no problem. They said, forget about the rest. You got to interview the best. So it's a blessing. So how's the weather down there in Florida?
It's a little steamy. It's about 90-ish and humid, but it's good for the skin. So we're okay. As long as you're protected, it's good for the skin.
Okay. It's a blessing to have you on the show tonight. Can you give us a little insight before we? I know I was doing my research on you, and your keyword kept coming to me was passion.
Yeah.
So through this word passion, I'm gonna ask you some questions, and we're gonna get to know more about you. And at the end, you can share some other things with us or anything we missed out on. Well, I want you to. Can you just share a little bit about Tiki Hut Livin? Because you before backstage, you were sharing with me about your background and what led you into this. So I think that's important with how you care about, people's eyes and the vision. And can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. So I was in clinical ophthalmology, the study of eyes for 30 years, and I took care of children's eyes, pediatric ophthalmology. And I semi-retired from that, and I moved to Florida, and I wanted to start my own business, something that would help me to give back. That's the reason why I started. I wanted to have a vehicle to give back. I'm very passionate about charities, specifically empowering women and children's charities. One of the local ones here is called Speak Up for Kids, Palm Beach County. And it's kids that are in the DCF system. And I'm passionate about that and my two churches. And then I was passionate also about skincare and protecting your skin against the sun. I had a skin condition when I was in my 20s. I was raising kids and I got pregnant, and my face started doing weird things. My skin got all crazy. And I found out that I had this condition called melasma, which is it's a hormonal charged hyperpigmentation. When you're out in the sun just sort of ignites this pigmenting problem, and it's not pretty. And so over the years, going back 30 years ago, I was always covering my face. I was always putting sunscreen on my face. I wanted to find a way to cover my face that I would look acceptable out in public. And so 30 years later, I invented a hat. And
show us the hat.
Okay. Well, this is one of them, and it's called the Tiki hat. And this is a design that I'm trying to get it in the camera there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. And so it has magnet attachments that hold the hat in place. I'll put this one on. It holds the hat in place with the scarf so that you can go out and feel protected. And this is the style where it is off the shoulder. and it forms a beautiful bow in the back. Now, I didn't know this when I was making my, this is a patent pending design. So when I was in the process of creating that, I did not know that I was going to launch it at the beginning of the pandemic. I invented it so that it would cover your skin against the sun. But, let me get this in front of the camera here. But in the full cover-up style, it serves as a cloth face covering. So you can cover up once or twice. You can do it double.
And still look good.
Yeah. Well, it's like sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to you, but do you ever go into a place of business and realize, I forgot my mask?
Right.
So that happens to me quite often, but I always have a tiki hat in the car with me. So I will actually go into a grocery store and I will cover it up so just my eyes are peeking out. And it shows people that you care, but it doesn't make you look so medical, because some of those masks are kind of scary looking.
Right. I believe that's what we call swag, style with awesome gear, awesome grace. Well, I'm glad you touched on that a little bit, because the P is for people. And I just want to know a little more about your passion and connecting and educating people. What are people not? What do they take for granted? And what do they, like it's some information they need to know, but they may be like, I don't want to know that. But what's some things that they need to know?
I think that one of the things that I was most interested was learning that most of the cumulative sun damage that we have as adults happened when we were in our childhood. And so before the age of 18 is when most of the sun damage occurs. So when you're little and you're playing, you're at maybe summer camp, or you're playing out in your yard with your friends, you don't really know you're getting all of this sun exposure that could come back to cause skin cancer later on in your life. And so I am really passionate about educating parents, kids, and I'm working with the Melanoma Foundation here in Palm Beach. And the message is to teach the right habits so that when they grow up, they'll know that, oh my gosh, I can't go out unless I've got my sunscreen, I've got my hat, I've got my UPF clothing, so that I don't get burned. Prevention.
Right. Can you tell them what UPF is again? Because sometimes people hear these initials and they be thrown off.
Yes, it's ultraviolet protecting fabric.
Okay.
Yep. So when you have fabric, these scarves are UPF 50, which means it might let in about 2% of the UV rays. Otherwise, it blocks out everything else. So you could go out in the sun, like say you were going to camp for the day and you knew that you were going sailing, kayaking, you were going to be playing all day long. The best thing to do is to put a lightweight UPF shirt on and a baseball cap that will have some covering for your face, and go and play and have fun. And so my tagline for my company is to get fun done in the sun.
All right, we come right to that. That's a good segue, that because the A is for action. And I was going to ask you, why is it important to get fun done?
It's so important because, you know what, as adults, we have so much on our plates. We have so much to take care of. We have stresses, we have family, we have work, we have chores, we have bills, all of that stuff. And so I know when I was raising my kids, I was so focused on taking care of them and working that I really forgot, like, what is it that I like to do besides for being a mom? What is it that I like to do? I kind of forgot. And so Tiki Hut Livin is about finding your happy place. And it's about the simple things. It's not about, going, to Mexico on a cruise, or it's about finding what you enjoy and doing it, like playing with a Frisbee, running through a sprinkler, simple things that bring joy.
Hey, that's a blessing. The S and passion for the show. Tell us about your show that you have, Fired Up with Blanca.
Do you know Blanca?
Yeah, I interviewed her last week. She's a a pleasant surprise.
Oh my goodness.
Great people.
She's awesome. She really is. Well, Fired Up with Blanca, she has a radio show where she fills 1 hour of radio time on the True Oldies. It's 105.9, no, 106.9 and 95.9 and the FM dial. And she has a multitude of different entrepreneurs that come on. My contribution is the laws of sun safe living. So I like to bring on guests like I had yesterday. I had a dermatologist, Dr. Robin Schechter, here in Lakewood, Florida, and she was my guest. And we were just talking, having a conversation, wanting to educate folks about how to take care of their skin.
Okay. Hey, that's great. And what days and times does it come on?
It's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. That's real important because you never know what information you can get and how it can how it can affect somebody, how it can help somebody. The essence for support. You mentioned how you use what you do to help other people. Can you just name some of those causes again that the Tiki Hut Livin is helping support and helping doing a good thing?
I'm really passionate about children's charities. So Speak Up for Kids, Palm Beach County works with kids that are in the DCF system. And so we give back, whether it's going to Walmart and giving them supplies or just giving them a cash donation. I have 2 churches that I support, Living Rock Church in Connecticut and Living Oaks Church here in Florida. I give to the U.S. because I believe in our veterans and what they do. And I have Charity Water, which is it's an organization that brings water to those countries and places that don't have clean water, and that's so important. And then the other one is World Vision. I sponsor a child, and I believe it's Uganda, and I've been sponsoring her. I had another child, and then she moved away, and now I have another child, and so I've been doing that for about 10 or so years. And again, it's just all about empowering and giving back. That's really why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right, I appreciate that because I tell people all the time, in order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the eyes for invention. You touched on your invention a little earlier. Are there any other products that you working on, or any other things that
I do?
Or you can also talk about some of the other things that you're doing.
Well, I have a new hat that is also a patent pending. It is a baseball cap style. I'm still waiting for my prototype. It should be coming any day. And so it's a baseball cap, which everybody knows what that is, but it's a scarf that fits over the cap, and then it has a little it pulls over, and so it'll cover your face, so just your eyes will peek out, or you can wear it so it's under your chin, or you can wear it where it's pulled back off of your face. And it is also a UPF scarf that's going to protect you, but it's more casual and it's more recreational. So golfers, boaters, tennis, pickleball. I love pickleball. Just going to the beach. You can actually swim in it. I do swim with the hat on. Here in Florida, we get waves that kind of crash upside the head. We get these waves, and I keep it on because I have ear problems. So when I keep this on, it prevents water from going in my ears. I have my sunglasses on. I'm in a little bubble. I'm in a bubble, and I protect myself most of the time from head to toe. I like to snorkel, and I'm going to be carrying these swim leggings so that if you're out in the sun in Georgia, I know you guys have beautiful weather there too, and you can cover up completely and feel safe.
And your slogan can be "Leg in, sign out."
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question because 2 things. One, I like the hat I did because the baseball players are going on right now. And then the second one, and the Florida team is still in it, Tampa Bay. And the second thing is, I'm watching the NBA and they mentioned pickleball. What is pickleball?
It is the fastest growing sport in North America. It is too much fun. You have to try it. And so you heard about what's going on in the bubble in the NBA, right?
Right.
Well, one of the coaches set up a pickleball court, and it's like the best thing for these guys because they're stuck, right? They don't have their family around them and their support system, so they're playing pickleball in between their games and their practices. Yeah.
So is it a big court or?
No, that's why I can play on it, because tennis, for me, it was so huge, the court, I just couldn't do it. It was just overwhelming. The pickleball court is about a third of the size of a tennis court. And it's really a doubles game. So you have a doubles partner, and it's a very social sport. And it's the paddle is something like a ping pong paddle and maybe a racquetball racket. So something in between there, has a hard surface. And when you hear the bounce of the paddle and the ball hitting, it's like a pop, 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 pop. So when we hear that, we're like, oh, where's the pickleball? Where's the pickleball? It's a very definitive sound.
That's something different. That's why I was asking, because watching the NBA playoffs, they said they were stuck. So the commentators, everybody had some serious games of pickleball. So I just wanted to ask you about that. That's interesting.
Come on, Derrick, you have to try it.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to my friend because he has a gym where he works out a lot of athletes, and I'm gonna tell him that he ought to look into that, as something to bring to Columbus.
And you know what? You'll meet a whole bunch of friends right from the beginning. The pickleball game is very welcoming, and usually you'll get people that'll say, "Hey, come on over, and I'll show you how to play." And then you practice, and then pretty soon you're in the game. So it's great. It's very welcoming.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind. The O is for opportunities. This is for you to inspire other people. How can they? What's a technique or something they can do to find their opportunities?
Well, I have been very blessed. I was raised in an entrepreneurial family, so I got a little bit of that from them. I think it's in my DNA. But I found some very generous folks who have mentored me. And one of the organizations is called SCORE, SCORE. And they are entrepreneurial mentors, and they are 100% volunteer. And so what they do is they ask you a series of questions, and then they'll pair you with the correct mentor that will help to bring you along. And they really do. They have workshops that are mostly free, courses that you can take, and that's great. But networking has actually been extremely valuable. And with the COVID, I never dreamed that you could sit in your computer and network with 50 people that are all over the country, and some of them are outside of the country.
Right.
That has been, if there was couple things that happened during COVID, that's a blessing, really, to be able to connect with people outside. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have started, I've done interviews over the years, but I wasn't even thinking about going to virtual. And so starting this summer, it led me to do something in the evening. So no, I definitely understand what you're saying about, and I'm familiar with SCORE, and also people can look at the small business development centers, that are connected to a lot of the colleges. So I like that. That's a good way to tap into. And a lot of those organizations, they already have business plans for different industries.
Yes.
You can look into. So that's real positive.
Yes.
And the end is for never. Why should you never give up?
I think that, I feel like I was given a vision for designing this hat, and I'm a vehicle for it. It's not my vision. I feel like God gave me that vision, and so I can't disappoint Him, right? So He gave me this gift, and so I'm going to use it and spread it, and that's what keeps me going. I really believe that I can help people, and we can save some lives, and maybe a few age spots along the way with covering up your skin, definitely.
Okay. Before we go, is there anything that we missed out on or that you like to add?
I would just like to say that the people that I have met, being a new entrepreneur, it's really heartwarming. There's this whole world out there that I really was not tapped into. And now that I started my business, I just feel like there's like a sisterhood and a brotherhood of people that just want to help. They just like, who can I turn you on to, and who can I connect you with? Because they want to see you succeed, and it's very special. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cheryl Capobianco. She is the inventor and the founder of what we call Tiki Hut Livin. It's not just a living, it's a lifestyle. Visit the website at TikiHutLivin.com. You can follow her on different social media platforms at Tiki Hut Livin. And she's also on Facebook under her name, Cheryl Capobianco. It's a blessing to have a Jupiter, Florida native. And it's been a great show here on Prime Time, where we say the M is small and the M is silent because the small things in life will quietly lead you to the bigger opportunities. And keep following me at Entertainer on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. And like I tell people everywhere I go, watch what you say and watch what you do, because people are looking and people are listening, because everything you say and do, it may be the only school that others ever see. So until next time, I thank you for your time. And my friend Zay, Sanford Music, he brought us in. He's going to take us out. And we thank you.
Prime time, you will be amazed.